Just filling up the water bladder as the last bit to do before heading out on the track from this crew. Well, here I am at the secret campsite, and it's just an absolutely beautiful spot. G'day everybody, Terry King from Jafffa Adventures here. Welcome to the channel. Now before we get stuck into today's adventure, I just thought I'd take a couple of minutes in these crazy times. It's the end of March when I'm recording this, and at the moment COVID-19 is going crazy and the world's going to a hell in a handbasket. Not good and very stressful times for a lot of people out there, including myself. This particular video has been shot over 2 different trips. So you might see the landscape change a little bit. The destinations are exactly the same, but it's been shot over 2 different weekends, and that's the reason that you might go, hey, hang on, that doesn't quite look the same. So that's it. Thanks for joining me. Let's get stuck into the adventure. In this particular trip, we leave the bustling metropolis of Brisbane and we travel through to Warwick, where we hole up for the evening in a secret little camp spot. The following morning, we travel south through Stanthorpe, Glen Innes, Guyra, Armadale, and then jump onto the Waterfall Way and head east into the Styx River area. And we visit a series of state forests and national parks in and around that Styx River. Here I am at our secret campsite, which is only about 10 or 15 kilometers outside of Warwick. Lovely spot. Nice cool breeze blowing through at the moment. There's still a little bit of water in the creek, but it certainly isn't flowing. Now, this campsite that I refer to as the secret campsite is reasonably small. There's only enough room in there for 1, maybe 2 cars. Now, I'm not going to say specifically where it's located. I'll leave that up to you guys to do a little bit of discovery and exploring on your own. But I will say that it is on the banks of a river that flows into Leslie Dam. That should certainly give you enough information to get a pretty accurate read on where I'm talking about. Been a lovely, quiet and cool camp last night. Probably got down to 17 to 18 degrees, something like that. It was stunning. Crows are out having a good time. And that's the secret camp spot. This is called Rock Bluff, or Bluff Rock, and it's just south of Tennerfield, so maybe 5-10k max south of Tennerfield. The next part of our trip focuses on this area of the map. So we leave Armadale and travel to the Metz Road and spend a little bit of time here in the Metz Ranges and a mine called the Metz Mine. We then spend a bit of time at this lookout here called Baker's Creek Falls Lookout, and then head into the Oxley Wild Rivers National Park and camp in the park itself. About 20k out of Armadale is this place called Baker's Creek Falls Lookout, which is just off the waterfall way by about 5k. And just around the corner from the Mets lookout, the Mets mine lookout. So let's go down here and have a squiz. Well, there's the gorge, which is pretty spectacular. And there's Baker's Creek Falls, which don't appear to be falling at the moment. Not surprising, given the dry weather we've got here at the moment. Awesome, stunning views. Just up there around the corner to the right is the Mets mine. We camped at the Long Point camping area in the Oxley Wild Rivers National Park. We awoke to an amazing sight with this fog hanging over us and the sun cutting through the trees. We then made some breakfast and took on the Cassinia Walk, which comes out from the Long Point picnic area. Very foggy night last night, but the sun's coming through now and burning things off, and it's just beautiful. No, you have flat down mashed up here. now it's sticky up. You just went the week.
Feel warm. I want to put my hood up.
No hoodies. So what are we going to do today, hon? Stay here and do the walks?
Or go.
Or go.
Do some more exploring.
And do more exploring. Quite a nice little picnic shelter at the Long Point picnic area. Somebody's even been kind enough to chop up some wood, get it ready for a fire. For a short walk on the Cassinia Trail from the Long Point picnic area. It's a 1.6k walk. It's difficult to walk backwards. Completely bald under here in the understory. The recent fires, I'd say. Little tiny mushrooms, like the who's in Whoville. That's the Maclay River down in the valley. And you can see how the bushfires have absolutely ravaged these hills. Molded them. Except for a few small green patches in the deepest of valleys. We walked along and found these interesting little anthills, which are pretty cool.
I don't see any ants.
No, there aren't any ants. That's a very good point. Where'd the ants go?
They went marching.
Not 2x2 because we can't see any. Still on the Cassinia walk from the Long Point camp area. Beautiful little walk. Got a rail here so that you don't defy death. After the walk at Long Point camp area, our intention was to drive down this road, four-wheel drive track, to this camp area called Hall's Peak. Unfortunately, you hit a locked gate and you can't get through that way, so you actually have to come down this road here. So we ended up backtracking back up to the Waterfall Way and headed down the road towards Waddle Flat. Now, Waddle Flat is off of the Kempsey Road, off of a series of fire trails that run through the Coonawarra National Park and the New England Tablelands National Park. Now, there are two camp areas. One's called Waddle Flat Camp and one's called Waddle Flat Picnic Area, which has camping as well. The Waddle Flat Camp, which is this one here, is the pick of the two. Found a little frill-necked lizard basking on the road. Flat out like a lizard basking.
Well, look at his puffing up now.
He is puffing up.
We're scaring him.
You puffing up, you're going to attack us.
I don't think so.
Typical sort of forestry drive. This is called the Loop Road. About 10 kilometers from Waddle Flat. Now here's the tip for the Waddle Flat camp. The road runs east along the river. When you come out of the bush, take that turn east, drive along the full length of the campsite until you get to the river itself. Now, if the water is low enough, you can actually cross the river and keep going for another couple hundred meters, and it takes you to the edge of a very deep pool, and nobody camps over on that side. So you'll have that entire area all to yourself. All right, I'm at Waddle Flat on the Styx River in the Styx State Forest, and the river is just stunning. Of course, we're in the middle of a drought, and this river is still flowing and crystal clear. Gotta be careful on these rocks. They're very polished. Check that out. Just beautiful. All right, let's get in this water. Got my Jesus boots on. Hopefully these things aren't too slippery. Gotta hide my drink in the shade somewhere. There's the spot. Perfect. All right. Oh, yeah. Oh, very nice. The water is perfect temperature. Cheers. There's little seagrasses growing in here. Really healthy stuff too. Wow. Awesome. Except that piece that I just broke off. There's where I want to be, down there. Lovely little spot on the river here. Awesome fishing hole with no fish. At least I haven't caught any. Alright, starting to drive out. Got the creek to cross, so I'll walk it first. So unfortunately for us, that was our last day camping out at Waddle Flat. We left the camp and headed home. We took this loop road and checked out some of these sites along here, which are some pretty spectacular and amazing lookouts over some gorges. So we stopped in there and had a look, and then took the lookout road back to the waterfall way and headed home along the waterfall way. Pretty firm surface, gravelly. This is the beach lookout. Looking down to the George River, which flows into the Maclay. Walking along the Point Lookout Walk in the New England National Park.
Road, and you look at, there's all different stages. There's ones that have opened in the fire, further ones along, and newer ones coming. My beard. My beard.
Your beard is blowing in the wind. What was very encouraging to see was the regrowth after the recent devastating bushfires. Both the plants and the animals seemed to be bouncing back. It was just amazing. If you like the content that you're seeing, please hit that subscribe button and enable those notifications. What that'll do is that'll encourage me to continue to put out content that you may be interested in. What do you got to lose? It's free and someone else is doing all the work for you.